Hello everyone, my name is Lauren and today I'm going to decorate my Christmas tablescape for the holidays. I did the chandelier yesterday, so this is all going to coordinate. I'm excited to get started again. I used these containers a couple years ago. I go back and forth each year and put a little bit different items in. So let me show you what I'm going to do this year. I've laid out the items that are going to go into the containers, which I will show you in just a moment. Just keep in mind, you're just looking for things that are different textures. Mine are more monochromatic, but of course you can be more colorful, make things more fun for the kids. Just mix it up as you find things. I found these beautiful star garlands a couple years ago. I was only able to find two. I've used them in a couple areas in my house, and I just love them. So I'm not going to cut them up. I'm going to keep them whole, just so that if I change up how I'm using them next year, they will still be all set and intact. The first thing I've done is place my 3 pedestals that hold the urns on top. I just placed one urn so that you can see that they are actually each 2 separate pieces. There is one variation that I could do with these, and that is have just the center one to be tall and the 2 short. I've decided I'm going to have all 3 tall this year, but I will show you their placement before everything else is filled in, just so you can see the differences. All 3 are placed on the tall pedestals, and I'm going to keep it this year. The room next to it, my family room, has a very tall ceiling, and I just kind of like the height for this reason. I'm also going to show it to you with the urn in the center being tall, and remove the pedestals for the ones on either side. Here it is with the tall one in the center and 2 lower ones on either side, which still with everything around it would look beautiful, but I'm going to stick with the 3 talls for this year. Keep in mind that any containers will work. Mine are kind of a rusty old urn, that's how they came, but you can find other items as well. It can be just a flower pot that you end up filling, just a terracotta pot. So just go with what's in the style of your home and what you like and build from there. I have some shred that I'm going to put in the bottom of the container. It's going to hold the pine cones and the bulbs. It's not really meant to show, just that it will be a base for it in case some areas show. Then I'll place a couple pine cones in here. These are ones that I've sprayed gold a few years ago and sprinkled just a little bit of the very fine gold glitter on them. This will take a little bit of playing once I start putting my Christmas bulbs in there for the placement. Each one's going to be a little bit different. I don't have the same matching pine cones to put in all of them. You can see I've got some pine cones in all of them, and next I'm going to add my Christmas bulbs. This is the part that's a little bit trickier, trying to get them to stay in so they don't fall out and that they look balanced, and I like the way that they're placed in there. There's not a right or a wrong, just kind of put them in there. I'm using all one color. I will save a few to put on the beaded table runner when I am done. Here's a few of the bulbs in there. I've just had to kind of play with it a bit and put them in. I'm going to move to the second one now. This has a bigger pine cone in it, just a round shape, so quite different, but it's okay to have difference. You can see there's some space in between here, and that's the reason for the shred in the bottom, just in case you don't want to see that like dark cavernous look. And again, this will maybe a little hard to place, so one ball actually goes under and it helps to hold it like that. Then we'll move on to the third one. I'm going to try one of the big bulbs in here. I had it out the other day. Seemed like it worked, and if it doesn't, we can just take it out. So again, I want to try to keep a couple of these little bulbs so I can spread out along the bottom. But I'm going to wait to put those out until I get my other sprays around there. These are tallow berries that I have. They are in little groups, and I'm going to put these in to some of the different holes and openings. I don't need to break the sticks. I'll just kind of place them in there. And again, it just sometimes you have to play with it a little bit longer. They fell out. I found these in the trash one Christmas, and I was so excited to find them. I filled up my pockets on a late night walk in Charleston. They were throwing them out with their garland in January, so it was a perfect find. So little tallowberry, they grow in the south. I have a tallowberry wreath. They have little black covers sometimes, at least my wreath did, that always want to fall off. So it's better if they're all white. They don't make such a mess. So here I'm going to lift up the pine cone and then place that in there. So I have enough for 2 tallowberry bunches in each container. Now I'm going to try to get that pine cone to come out a little bit more. I'll see if I can do the same with this one. My last tallowberry bunch, I'm actually going to replace it by that pine cone. Little ball over there. So I have a pine cone which I'll end up just leaving down here. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it just like that or not. I might tweak it. I'm not totally happy with the one over here on the right. And maybe I just need to see if I can find another small ball or just get rid of that big one completely. We're getting there. The urns are now filled. I put those couple extra bulbs just at the base on the runner itself. Make sure everything is centered before you actually start filling up the urns. It's just a little easier to move everything. Now I'm going to place my star garlands and just kind of wind them over the tops and also touching the tables as well. You can see they have a bunch of branches that come out. Now it's all bendable, so I can move this. I have my star garland placed. It's looking good. I also went to the other side to make sure that it was good on that side as well. At some points I tucked in the star. Remember, it's bendable, so it just makes it easier to stay into place. And now let's show you the other side. So I'm liking this from both sides. A little bit bare on the left over here, but when I put my next garland with just the little beads, then I will take care of filling it out on that side. So it's just a matter of balancing it left to right, front to back, and always a little bit of tweaking till you get it just how you want it. If I was having a party, I may put some little vases with maybe some white roses or something like that. Of course, you can always, with these basic colors, you can always add a color as well. I usually go by how I'm feeling on day when I buy flowers, so it's just a matter of choice, but I will probably keep mine to whites or maybe lay some Christmas greens out on a night that I'm actually having a party. The next garland I added is very delicate. The little beads all have wires on them, so they tend to want to get tangled, but it's very pretty and just a little sparkly and a great additional texture to our arrangement. I'm going to walk this around slowly so you can see the extra garland that I just added from the top. I've kind of like gone back and forth, almost S-shaped, not quite, just so that it isn't all in a straight line. Again, you can help it to tuck, and then down the side over here. Again, you can play with these as you like to get them right in the right spot because of the wired bases. Next, I'm going to place some votive candles around the arrangement. I have these little star ones with tiny mirrors on the top, which are kind of silvery. So to have more candles, especially for a party, I'm going to add these mercury glass votives. Once it's all done, I'll show it lit up. It's daylight, so we'll try to dim the lights and try to get a little feel for it, but it's going to look very pretty in the end. I've placed my votives around. Next step is to light them. I'll carry this around so you can see where I've put them. I put some off of the runner and some I've kept on the runner. So however you need to do it, whether you need it for the space if somebody's actually having a dinner that can be a deciding factor. I feel like I still would like one more element on the runner. I'll look around. I may have a few more pine cones, so just a little bit. Last year I had some bells I put out. I think I might have some tiny little gold bells just to add one more texture, and just sprinkle a few and the whole thing will be complete. The little tea light photos, they will probably last about 3 hours. So just to give you an idea, if you buy the taller ones, of course, you will get more. But these are just the little ones in the silver. And again, about 3 hours you will get on these. Add as many candles as you would like. They always look beautiful. I've dimmed the lights. Just be careful your placement isn't right underneath something that could catch on fire. We'll step back and see how it looks with the candlelight and the dim lights of the chandelier, and then we'll also show you with the chandelier itself. Have fun with your creation. I know it'll be beautiful. Your guests will be impressed, and it's really not hard at all. Just step by step with the things that you love, make it your own, and have a great holiday season. I hope you've learned a couple helpful tips to get your table ready for the holiday season. Have fun with it. Use things around your house, things you find outside. Add some branches, some pine cones, whatever you find and whatever is to your liking. I'm sure it will be beautiful. Have a wonderful holiday season. Send me an email with a picture of what you create. I'd love to see it. Thanks.